Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. Welcome to my talk. My name is Rabin Bhattari. I'm an assistant professor in Ag and Biology department at UFI, and I work in Soil and Water Resources group. So my talk today, I'm going to talk about understanding how does your tile depth and spacing will impact your water loss, nitrate loss, and also the yield of the field. So first disclaimer actually to my talk, I have very short duration of data. We just put the tile early this, let's say summer probably, it's May, because we got delayed by the weather. So I have just 6 months of data, very basic, and then because of that, I think this year was supposed to be our baseline year, so we just wanted to see how things work out. And so first, a little bit of background, like why we went for study. So probably if you look at the newspaper last year, what they found out was last year the hypoxic zone in Gulf of Mexico was the largest ever measured. Okay, so they were trying to keep it on under 3,000 square mile, and then I think that was almost 9,000 last year. So this map shows you the region where you see the your dissolved oxygen level in water was less than 2, so that's probably where you're going to find any fish or shrimp. So, and then that's what the map they're looking at. Their goal was to keep it under 3,000, but yeah, last year 17 was way above the target. So when you look at where that comes from, we can easily track that. A lot of nutrient that ends up in Gulf, which creates all this hypoxic zone or algae bloom. You can track that to nitrogens, basically your 50% corn, soybean crops, us, right? Other crops, other 14%, and then same with phosphorus. Your 25% of that, whatever ends up in Gulf, comes from your corn, soybean, 18% other crops. So you can see, so ag is a big part of your dynamics of that, whatever happens in the Gulf in this case. So this map shows actually the contribution, right, where that your nutrient come from. You can look at that map, and for us, yeah, we have red and red in here. Yay, number one, both in corn and soy, your NREC loss. Maybe not a good thing, but yeah, you can see. Sometimes we compete with Iowa. Sometimes they become one. We say, okay, that's fine. You guys are doing well. So you can see like most of, if you look at where that all nitrogen, phosphorus come to the Gulf. So with our state is one of the largest contributors, right? And then we can easily track back why this red area is more problematic, because that you can easily track back with this map, which shows you is your how often or how frequently your tile is used in the field, okay, in that region. So we can easily track back that, and especially this your divide, we call it 70 divide. In the north of I-17 Illinois, probably you will find lots of tile drainage. As you go south, because of the difference in the soil type, we see less. But you can see that map, right? As you can see, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, which are kind of like we compete for number one and for being NNP losses. We see lots of tile being used. And the tile being used for like ages, right? The old fields probably started in, I don't know, 1800 sometimes, old tiles with clay tiles. Then they looked at wood, I guess, they use plastic, but so why we use tile, right? So after I found it, yeah, it helps to prevent this kind of situation, right? When you feel this too weight without tile, and you take your equipment in there, it gets stuck there. So, and then it also helps in bringing down the water table, right? Because we live in actually, especially in central Illinois, where we are, UFI is, our groundwater table is very shallow. So that means if you dig a few feet down into the road, you hit that shallow groundwater table, and probably that may not be good for the production, right? Crop production, because the time your root starts floating in the water, probably you can start seeing there's a impact on the yield. You start seeing the smaller plant, and then so what tile helps in actually bringing this down, right? But the one problem still we don't question that we don't know, and the right answer is actually what is the sweet spot of this tile? How deep you want to keep it, and how far they want to keep it. So this has been actually studied for a while. But then what we haven't looked at actually is like these are some of the studies in the past. So for example, they found out, especially when you try to relate your tile spacing and depth with the nutrient loss. Okay, so some of the studies actually kind of agree. So that means your wider spacing and shallower tile depth reduces losses. So if you put too wide, and then if you put close to the ground, probably that will reduce your end loss. Okay, so there's kind of agreement in the literature. But then when you look at the yield dynamics, so some studies says like your yield was inversely related to the tile spacing. So that means more the spacing you have, probably you get the less yield. For this one study said, other study said actually no. I looked at 3 spacings. My 20 meter gave me better yield than 10 or 30 meter tile spacing in this case. So what we are trying to look at it as in this conundrum is then, is there a sweet spot that you can find? If there's a sweet spot to find out, you get a good yield out of your field, as well as you reduce your less nutrient from the field. So because when you see that, that's related, right? Because if you lose more water, probably you are also losing some of the nutrient from the field. So if we can find out the sweet spot in balance between losing less nutrient from the field and giving us better yield. So for this study, what we did was that just recently started. So this is again a disclaimer. Very first year of data, very course data set. We probably I would say like the result I'm presenting probably would not be as realistic maybe as we go down the later on with your year 2 and 3 of study. So probably the results you want to take with some grain of salt in this case. So what we did in this study is that one difference between our study and the earlier that I just mentioned is also your scale. So earlier studies were looked at the small scale, so they were like half acre, 1 acre field. So what we tried to look at was then what will happen like if your dynamics is a little bit different. So we took a field in our university, South Farm, this is your total is 30 acres. So we divided that 30 acres into 6 different compartments. So each is around like 5 acre each. And then what we tried to do was then look at the 3 different your depth spacing combination with one replication. So you can see, so this field has your 40 feet spacing, it's a 3.5 feet depth. So this is your 83.5, so you can go almost double spacing in that case. So here is your 43.5, so this is one replicate for this one. So this is your another 83.5, so this is a 1 and 3 are replicates, your 2 and 4 replicates, and then your 4, 5, we have your 62.5 and your 62.5. So when you look at actually the most commonly used your depth spacing combination would be at the moment for our kind of soil would be probably your 40 and 3.5. Okay, and then what we looked at actually use 60 and 2.5 is actually we are trying to maintain that with the term we call it drainage coefficient. That means you are trying to drain almost same amount of water. If you try to bring your tiles further apart, then you probably want to put it a little shallower in that case, so that you are draining almost similar area in that case, right? Because if you want to go farther, probably you have to be closer, so amount of soil you are draining would be almost similar in that case. And then 80 was going to look at, okay, what will happen if you go farther than, like 40 to almost the double the spacing, right? So we have been, so this site, we installed this tile in the early May this year. And then what we have been monitoring is then water quality, and then we also got our first harvest from this field, and I'm going to show you some of the results in this case. Okay. So first thing this diagram shows you is, looks pretty hard to read. So this first is your water tile flow from the different fields. It's difficult to read, but you can see some were more flashy than other ones. So but we saw that some fields we saw there's more flow happening than other fields, and this is your nitrate loss in milligram per liter. But I'm going to show probably we have more information on the next slide, which gives more depth analysis. So what this one shows you is then how does your water loss was different in the different combinations and your nutrient loss. I'm going to go one by one. First, we looked at your daily tile drainage, average daily tile drainage in meter cube, and what we saw this one was kind of expected. So what we thought was actually the combination with your closer and the deeper would have probably will lost the most amount of water, and that was true. So you can look at this number, your 40 and 3.5, your CF1, CF3 actually had highest number of your drainage water. So that's around 24 and almost 25 meter cube on average daily. This is 22.5, and that's your variation. And we saw also your 60 and 80 is kind of mixed. So for example, your 80, this CF2 was kind of a little bit different from the other fields. So this was your almost 5 meter cube, whereas the other one was like even a CF6 was like 3 and 4, and number went all over the place in this case. So except for the one with your 40 and 3.5 combination, which was your 40 feet spacing and 3.5 feet depth, that actually led to a most amount of water loss. You can also see that in terms of your centimeter if you convert that to depth. So around like 22 centimeter of water. And we saw that these two fields were a little different. Your CF2 and CF6, and I'm going to talk about why these two fields acted differently. We were kind of surprised too why. So if you have two fields sitting next to each other, we have the same your tidal depth and spacing, but the two fields are acting differently, right? So we saw that except for the 40, 35, your 3.5 combination, your CF2 and CF4, you see the big difference. Same thing with your 5 and 6, right? Which actually have the same depth spacing combination. Same thing for if you look at the nutrient loss, this is your tile concentration, your nitrate concentration in the water. So here you can see also the number where average number, daily average, you can see the big differences. For example, your 40 was around, this average was 10, this was around 18, for 80 was 8 and 22, and for a 60 was almost similar, right? So even though there's a big difference in your amount of water that you are draining in that case. And then we also try to convert that, not only the concentration, but then when you take account of your amount of water is going through from the field, as well as you take account the concentration in terms of load, amount of your, how much kilogram or pound of nitrogen you are losing, okay? So in this case we found out is, highest was for the CF3, it's 0.23 kilogram, but this is just for the hour duration on average. So this is your next one was your 83 and 5, your CF4 was the highest on the second one, and then came your CF1 and CF5. The least amount was from your CF2 and CF6, where you see the less amount of water going out. Yeah, obviously you have less water going out of the field. That means you also have less nitrogen going out of the field. And then, so this is the yield map that we looked at, and you can see the big variations. So some patches you can get almost like we got around like 250 bushel per acre, and somewhere you also saw like in between your, I think lowest spots as low as 150. But then we tried to also want to see was then what were the areas like. If you look at that map and you can then superimpose that on our individual area, so what was the areas loss? So we saw that there's a variation. Areas for example, your CF1, CF3, which is your 40 and 35, that's so 202 and 215, so there was some variation. Similarly for your 2 and 4 was kind of similar, 212 for CF2, 218 for CF4, that were 80 and 3.5. And for CO5 and 6 was 213 and 217. So what we saw was then probably your 60 and 2.5 or your 80 and 3.5 probably gets better yield than your 40 and 3.5, right? So what we saw that in terms of both your yield and nutrient loss, we found out, so this your closer and your deeper one had the highest amount of your water loss, subsequently also the nitrogen loss, and also in terms of yield, a little bit smaller than the other two fields. And this was our application we applied. So planting was on May 5th, right after we finished the tiling. Harvest was on October 3rd, and then we applied like an average 400 pounds per acre before even we went to the, that was before even the tile went to the field. And then we looked at actually why the difference, because we out of this 6 plots that we had, except for the your 40 and 3.5 combination, other two, your 60 and 2.5 and your 80 and 3.5, why these 2 plots were acting differently? So we wanted to answer that question also. So what we looked at then is the soil map of the area. So do we see any variation in the soil map? And this, yes, we do. So you can see here is like this big section is your flagnal silt loam, and this you have your drummer silty clay loam in this between, and you have again patches of your Thorpe silt loam here, Elber silt loam on this side, and then again you have a big patch of your silty clay loam here. So there's a difference between your silty clay loam has more clay than your silt loam would have. So that means your water will move way slowly on this soil compared to this soil, right? So we saw that even though your combination had similar depth and spacing because of difference in the soil type, we can see that the plot with the higher silt loam was actually getting less amount of tile water, because then what we suspect that means in that case you have more water going into even further into the soil layer, into the groundwater probably, rather than the water coming out of the tile in that case. So in order to actually take this soil difference out of the equation, so what we did was actually, so this summer, end of the summer, we finished our tiling and everything, and then we looked at our budget from the NREC that we got. Say, okay, we have some leftover money. Why don't we use it for the better purpose then? So what we did was that, in order to take this soil difference out of the equation, we tried to find a patch of other field nearby where we had actually a big, this almost like your 12-15 acres, and where they have the same soil type. Okay, so here what we did was then again we replicated the same three combinations: 43.5, 83.5, and 62.5. And then we also actually wanted to look at other aspects we haven't considered in this study, was actually, does your size of your lateral also makes any difference? So for this three field, what we did was actually we used 2 inch, 3 inch, and 4 inch laterals to see actually if the pipe itself can also make the difference in terms of how much you lose and in terms of yield also. So this one actually just went into the field 2 months ago, so I don't have any much data from this field, but I wanted to see actually how does now the data from this field, where we have exactly same soil type with the tilde combination, compares with the other field that we have a bigger one. So this one is smaller too. I can see the area wise, each of these plots are like 1.5 acres. So whereas in our big field has each has almost 5 acres in the area.
Where you have the different size laterals, what's the depth and spacing?
So that was, I think, the middle one, 60 and 2.5. So with that, I acknowledge the funding agency and NREC, which gave some money to do this good work, and some of my lab group member and my collaborator, Professor Cook, who helped me with a lot of the field installation and all those things. With that, I open the floor for any question that you have that I can help answer.
That was just